Welcome all to this SAP HANA demo and walkthrough. My name is Junaid Ahmed and we will be spending about 20 to 25 minutes talking about SAP HANA. This presentation is designed for audience who want to get trained in SAP HANA. This is a brief agenda covering these points for the next 25 minutes. First, we're going to talk about what is HANA, what is the problem we are trying to solve, the solution, use cases, and proof points. Then we're going to see future of HANA, who are the target audience, the roles, course content, server access, certification, and recordings. What is SAP HANA? Hasso Partner will be the best person to answer this question, but I will give it a shot. SAP HANA was built completely from ground up to support businesses who want to work in real time. Now, technically speaking, SAP HANA is an in-memory database platform. SAP started with HANA as an agile data mart. Then they built it into an enterprise grade database which can support OLTP and OLAP transactions. Then they built a platform on top of the database whereby you can build applications which can use data in real time and process data in real time. Now let's look at the problem statement. What is the problem and how are we going to solve it? So we all have heard big data a lot these days. So we are aware that companies are accumulating massive amounts of data, structured and unstructured. Any company which has applications which are facing the customers are bound to have more unstructured data. Data of both these natures is growing in leaps and bounds. Now, few facts around this growth is IDC estimates. IDC is a consulting company which estimates there will be about 2 trillion gigabytes of data in 2013, and this will double every 15 months. So this essentially can be applied to a large organization. So they are going to be seeing a doubling of their data in the next 15 to 18 months. Now, how does it affect the business? Now, because of such massive data and because of these different formats of data, which is structured and unstructured, this will lead to a lot of problems such as low processing speed. So we're going to be having suboptimal execution speed, and we're going to be having very low data throughput, and because of this the business is going to lack the transparency which it requires to make key decisions which are going to determine whether it's going to succeed or fail for that particular event. And to summarize this particular paradigm, the business is operating on a reactive model more than a proactive model. Why? Because now any report which an organization will see is a little bit stale or stale by a lot of days. Depends on how big the query is and how the access of data is done. Depends on the architecture of the data transfer from the source to the OLAP or the BW or the ERP. Depends on the different bumbling scenarios a customer may have. Without real-time analytics, you cannot run a real-time business. So to solve this problem, we need a system or we need technology which can process huge amount of data in a human response time which is less than a second, and a system which can talk to different kinds of data. HANA is designed specifically to solve this problem which we just discussed. Excuse me. These are the main features of HANA. We are going to briefly look at them, and we will dig into the details when we are doing the training. First off, to start with, HANA is an in-memory database. So when we say in-memory, all your data is stored in your RAM, in your DRAM. There is no hard disk. We do use a backup, or we do use SSD for persistence. But essentially speaking, all your data is residing in your main memory. It is stored in memory and it is also processed in memory. Now that is why it is so fast. Just by numbers, your DRAM compared to your hard disk is roughly about 100,000 times faster. So just by switching the hardware, we have gained a lot of speed. Now apart from that, we also use these three other parameters to accelerate the performance even more. The second parameter is called massive parallel processing. This is at both the ends, at the software level and at the hardware level. We are able to achieve parallel processing by partitioning the data into different cores hardware wise, and the software is built in a way which allows the hardware and the software to heavily parallel process each and every query. This database has the capability to store both row and column tables. So you can store a table as a column store or as a row store. Now these two have advantages and some disadvantages. Generally speaking, for all OLAP kind of queries, we are going to use column database. Columnar database is great for storing because you can achieve a high level of compression, and it is also good for parallelization and definitely very good for searching. Another parameter is called the calculation engine. This is a specific module inside of the HANA database which allows you to process some advanced features in the modeling. And for example, if you write a query, or if you create a model where you're going to use SQL script, that is going to be processed by your calculation engine. In layman terms, calculation engine is going to even further accelerate the processing of models. The future of HANA. Why is HANA going to play a key role? For that matter, any in-memory database is going to play a key role at this particular point in time. Historically speaking, getting access to real-time data for real-time reporting has been an uphill task, because generally the large organizations and the mid-sized organizations, they are used to storing data in separate databases, one for transactions and one for analysis, and this data generally comes from different sources, and it is rather difficult to combine all of the sources into one single platform. So because of these problems, we are unable to deliver real-time reporting or real-time analysis or insight which can answer complex questions to deliver meaningful value to the business users. With HANA database, we can remove these barriers or different layers which have been established for the last 10-20 years. SAP HANA allows you to operate the OLTP, that is your transaction processing and your analysis processing, in a single database, and it also allows you to build models on top of that data. It also allows you to build predictive models on top of that data, all in a single platform. So all these features together, along with real-time data provisioning from your source systems, we are able to get real-time reporting. Now this real-time intelligence we have, or information which we have, can be consumed across various platforms. Now for example, let's imagine a sales executive walks into one of the client's location and he's pitching for a new product, or he's trying to close the sale for a new product. And if he is able to quickly take a look at what the customer is about to, in the sense, what is the customer's payment ratio, what is the customer's dunning report, is the customer paying on time, is the customer a repetitive customer, is it a high value customer. If the sales executive is able to analyze all this on the go, as and when he or she needs it, then the sales executive can on the fly decide how much percentage of discount or what different conveniences we can provide for the customer to make the sale or not to make the sale. That was not possible previously, but with HANA we can build that solution. Also with SAP HANA, we can start from right here, which is the raw data, and then we can go all the way to clean the data, build your standard reports, develop your OLAP cubes, and on top of it develop your predictive analysis, and all the way till optimization. So we can analytically mature your reporting model, and you can use a single platform to build your models right from the raw data all the way to optimization, from sensing and responding all the way to predicting and acting for the business. Ultimately, that's what business wants. The business wants the power to be able to use the data which it has, and to be able to see the future a little bit so that they can take the right decision. Now we are going to look into the HANA architecture. I'm not going to go into the details. I just want to highlight a couple of key elements here. What you see in the center, the green box, is your SAP HANA database. It has a studio, which is an Eclipse built studio. Any of you who has worked on Eclipse IDE will be very familiar with this. This is in a client format. Below that is your HANA database, which has your row and column storage and your calculation planning engine and many other engines which we cannot see here. Now all the way below that is a narration of what all we can do with HANA in terms of bringing data inside of HANA from SAP and non-SAP sources. So here it says we can bring data from SAP Business Suite. Here we can bring data from SAP BW. Here we can bring data from also other sources. For example, SQL Server, Oracle Database, Hadoop for unstructured data, and many other options. And right on the top we have the reporting tools. So HANA talks to the BobJ suite using different protocols for different tools, and we can also talk to MS Excel and other applications. Now you're free to use HANA as just a database. So that means that you can write an application, whatever application, in any language you like, in any other platform or IDE, and you can access the HANA database using your JDBC and ODBC driver. So there's nothing special you need to do to access the HANA database. Now let's look at the use cases of the HANA. So how and where can you use HANA? There are totally 8 use cases. I'm going to stop by a couple of them. The first one is the HANA platform as a data mart. Now let's take this example. Now let's say that a company has 100 reports, and in the 100 reports the company uses 10 reports frequently, and they're also very heavy reports. So what I mean to say is they have a lot of business logic, and it takes a lot of time for the end user to be able to process the report. So in a data mart situation or the use case, what we do is we pull the data for only those 10 reports from the source system. So it could be your database or it could be ECC, your SAP. We pull those necessary tables or data into the HANA database, and we simply point your report now to the HANA database. Now because the HANA database is in memory, you're going to instantly see a performance improvement. Now if you want to optimize it more, you can start building models and start pushing business logic into the database to take advantage of the HANA platform. Now the other use cases are HANA apps for suite. So you can run your apps on HANA Accelerator. You can accelerate your business suite by using the HANA DB. Another popular use case is BW on HANA. You can accelerate your BW using HANA as a database. So you simply switch your existing database into the HANA database. The other use cases are HANA on Cloud, Business One on HANA, Business Suite on HANA, and HANA New Apps. SAP is developing several applications which are specifically built for SAP HANA, and also there are a lot of companies out there and startups who are working in the same area, building apps specifically for HANA. Okay, so we spoke about what is HANA, what is the technology, what is the problem, how is the solution. We saw some jargon such as in memory. So you must be wondering, okay, fine, so how fast is it really? So this is an example, a proof point for you. This was set up by IBM and SAP. So they brought in 100 terabyte. They put together 100 terabyte test database. Excuse me. So this is all in memory. So this 100 terabyte is in memory, which roughly has about 100 billion records. Now a couple of points we want to take a look at. First of all, we were able to achieve a compression of 20x. So this 100 terabyte became 5 terabyte. And on that 5 terabyte, when you ran your queries, your response time was less than a second. Those two are pretty impressive. The third point is here to establish HANA in terms of the other competitors. So we have Oracle, we have IBM, we have Greenplum. So we have a couple of vendors, 6 to 7 vendors who all have in-memory solutions or kind of in-memory solutions. It's safe to say that HANA has the most advanced in-memory platform as of today. We have a couple of more proof points. I can stop by a couple of them. For example, Deutsche Bank, they had a data analysis which was sped up from 45 minutes to 5 seconds. Colgate had a Dunning report which took them 77 minutes to run over about 2 million records, and with HANA it took them 13 seconds. And another proof point is in the healthcare industry. SAP HANA has a solution specifically designed for healthcare industry, especially in the cancer genome analysis area. In this particular example, with the HANA database, MKI was able to achieve 408,000 times faster response time on a POC compared to their existing solution. Their data analysis of a particular DNA, which took them 2 to 3 days just alone to process the data, now they were able to do in 20 minutes with HANA. A couple of other things about HANA is we have a lot of predictive languages inbuilt or which HANA is compatible with. For example, we have the R language, we have the PAL language for data mining. We recently have the River development language. So all these predictive analysis and data mining languages and object oriented development languages such as RDL are compatible with HANA. So where are we going with all this? So what is the future of HANA? SAP wants to run everything on HANA. So they want to run the entire business suite. They want to run the ABAP server on HANA. They want to run the business reporting layer, which is BobJ on HANA. They want to, so for example, let's say, they want to run the SAP HANA BPC, material forecasting. So there are a lot of examples which I can point to, but in a couple of words, it has a very strong future. HANA is a strategic shift for SAP in their product roadmap for the next 5 years, and it's going to play a very key role in taking SAP ahead and to make this product a success. Alright, now let's take a look at the different roles. Now you must be wondering, what are the different roles in HANA? In my opinion, these are the different roles from my experience and what I've seen in the teams. These are the different kinds of skill sets we require. So we need modelers who can model data. We need data provisioning experts who can bring in data and massage and transform data. We need reporting experts who can take advantage of the HANA models and build excellent reports for the customer. We need administrators to administrate the HANA database. We need functional analysts who can help us with the requirements and who can help us with defining our BRDs and FRDs. And we also need app developers if the requirement is so to develop specific apps for any customer. Now these are the different roles which are available in the HANA environment. For example, tomorrow if a customer wants to take a deep dive into HANA and take full advantage of it, a team would consist of all these people. The next question is, okay, where do I fit? Can I do this? Am I the right fit for this? In my opinion, anybody can do anything they like, but it's going to take some time and it's going to take some amount of effort. So let's see who are the readily suitable people for these roles. For the modeler role, whoever has been modeling on any DB or all the DBAs, universe designers, ABAP resources, report builders, BW resources, all of these resources are good for a modeler role. For a data provisioning expert, people who have been working on ETL resources, the SAP basis guys, people who are working on SLT, Hadoop can be a good data provisioning expert. Now finally we have the app developers, people who are working on Java, ABAP, SQL, JavaScript, Python can be good app developers. So now how companies hire is up to them. Now these are the identified roles. Now a company might want a modeler come a data provisioning expert. So that's totally possible. Some clients would require that. That's good to have, but it's not mandatory. And in most cases, all these, not all of them, but most of them are overlapping. For example, the one who knows to design a universe definitely should have a good understanding of the Bob J reporting tools. If not, they are very good at the reporting tools. So there's always some amount of overlap in these different tools. But this is just to give you an understanding of how we can map your existing skills to the roles in the HANA environment. This is the end-to-end scenario. These are the 3 high-level tasks. So the first task is to bring data into HANA. Now this can be done in real time, and this can be done in real time, near real time, excuse me. Then once you bring in the data, we house the data, we create schemas, we do all the housekeeping, and then we start building the models to service the reporting requests. Okay, now let's take a look at the course content. So we're going to start with the introduction to HANA. We'll be seeing what is HANA and the different use cases. The elaboration of what we're seeing now, we're going to see the details. We're going to see introduction of BW on HANA. We're going to see the different implementation scenarios. And then we'll take a look at the look and feel of the studio. So we'll go through the different perspectives. We will spend some quality time, on the architecture. So we're going to take a look at row store. What is a row store? What is a column store? What is the difference? What is the advantage? We will take a look at the different workflows, loading data, data modeling, reporting, and persistence layer. We're going to take a look at the database operations, how to create DML and DTL commands, how to create procedures, triggers, how to partition tables, granting and revoking access, We're going to spend quality time on provisioning, so how to bring data. We're going to be seeing how to bring data using SLT, how to bring data using BODS, how to bring data using DXC, CSV and CTL import. So this covers almost all the options of bringing data into HANA. Then we'll move on to modeling, where we see the different levels of modeling. We create all the levels of modeling, namely attribute, analytical, calculation, and then we'll be seeing all the other information artifacts as well. We'll be spending some time on SQL script also. We also need to know how to process these content models, so how to move, export, import models, how to switch schemas, how to create delivery units, how to mass copy. We'll be seeing all the auxiliary functionalities. In reporting, we'll be spending time on the different options of connectivity to the reporting layer. We're going to be seeing the business objects BI4 suite. We will choose 1 or 2 tools to create a report. We'll be taking a look at SAP Lumira, which is a tool specially built for HANA. We'll also see some examples in MS Excel. Now, audience who are interested in administration, we're going to be doing all this. We're going to see the deployment options, scale up, scale out options, the standard SAP operations, how to monitor SAP HANA systems, backup and recovery, and we're also going to be seeing how to create roles and users and authentication as well. Now, as a bonus, we will spend time on RDL, River Development Language, which is the latest edition. with SP7, best practices, optimization, and importantly, certification material and guidance. I will give you guidance, and we also have some mock tests for you to give you a feel of the certification exam. Now folks who are new to the SAP environment, there will be some amount of hand holding for you guys. So we will give you documentation, and I'll also guide you into understanding the SAP environment and the different pieces for you to get a good understanding, which will help you to understand HANA better. Alright, so that's all with the content. Let's go back to the slide and see what is next. The next is server access. Now in this training we are going to give you access to the server for an amount of time, and that server can be accessed using your remote desktop. I am going to show you how to access the server. So I'm using my remote desktop. I authenticate myself. All these details and procedures will be documented and given to you. So this is your server. Now let me quickly close these applications which are running here. This is the HANA database. I will open it shortly. Before I open the HANA database, I would like to show you the environment. This is your Windows box. This is a Windows server where we have installed the HANA Studio, and this HANA Studio is a client which is talking to your HANA database, which is installed on your Linux server. Along with HANA, we have different tools here. So we have the DS, data services, we have BobJ, we have ECC R3, and we also have some standard databases. Take a quick look at HANA. Let me open it for you. So this is HANA Studio for you, an Eclipse based IDE which is customized for HANA. This is your quick launch, and just to quickly show you the provisioning, data provisioning, this is SLT, and we have configured SLT as well for you to work. Looks like somebody wants to use the server. I think that's all I want to show you in the server. So let's go to the next slide. The next slide talks about certification material, documents, and study material. So I would like to show you the certification material. So they are namely HA100, SAP HANA HA100 and HA300, and this document is for SP6. So we will be providing you this document for your perusal. This is HA300, this is SP6 as well, and we will also be providing you this document. We will also be providing you HA200, which is for administration and installation. So what else do we have? Documents and study material. Documents and study material, all of them have been uploaded to my Dropbox, and you will be given access to my Dropbox, and from there you will have access to all the documents you need. Apart from that, I'll point you to SAP, where all the documents or whatever documents you need are already available with SAP. I think that's it. So let's stop here. Thank you very much for your attention, and I look forward to training with you. And good luck with HANA.